What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Divi Addicts Podcast. This is sort of a new beginning for us. So some of you are going to be listening to this audio over on whatever podcast platform you use. It will be uploaded into Anchor, which we'll talk about in this episode. And some of you are going to be watching the video on YouTube. Completely different deal, completely different process on my end, but the same content, the same style of content for this. So we're going to get into our stack, what we use for software as a business. And, if you go to our website, if you go to keeganlinearmedia.com/resources, we'll link that below. But these are the tools that we use to run the business. And we're just going to start going through these. So from hosting, we use really one platform, but we've got two options up here because they're the first one being Flywheel. That's what we host all of our sites on. Every single one of them, all of my client sites are hosted inside of Flywheel. SiteGround is just another one that is really respected in the community, and it's one that I've heard nothing but great things over and over and over again about. So I've listed it here as an option that gives you something that you can get into for a little less expensive price tag than Flywheel. Flywheel is not cheap. Your site bare minimum is going to be $15 a month, which may sound expensive to some, but I promise you do get what you pay for. The more you pay, the more will come with that site, the more resources and support and so many different things. So these are our two options. This is what we use and what we recommend. Website themes, you see there's two spots, but there's one of them that's blank, and that's by design. Divi theme is the only theme that we use, with the exception of Buddy Boss for a few client like communities and course sites and things like that. But Divi is the go-to. As it says here, it powers over 650,000 websites. So Divi is huge. I mean, it's massive. There's a great community around it. It's easily the theme we recommend the most. Now, it's not the lightest weight, and that's for sure. But with it comes a whole lot of things that you can do. It's like the Apple designed theme builder for WordPress is kind of the way I always describe it. Everything works. It works really well, and the design aesthetic is really, really good. So highly recommended. Divi is great. The next tools, these are a little bit different. We're going into the business side of things here. 17 Hats is a platform it's really rock solid. If you get in it first, it looks a little dated. It could use a facelift in the design space, but the flow and what it actually does is something that really cannot be beat. You can manage leads, build automated workflows. You can build templates for invoices that include the emails. You can do recurring invoices. You can actually have people save their credit cards on recurring invoices so that they're charged automatically, like subscriptions. It works incredibly well. You can actually log and track hours spent and automatically convert those hours that are spent doing work for a client. You can convert those into an invoice automatically and charge them. It's just a very beautiful thing. It has even has minimal, very minimalistic bookkeeping to where you can run a P&L. You can look at how much you've made from each client. It's very, very useful. And if you're a website designer, I would highly recommend this. It is, again, a system that you're going to spend money on. It's not crazy expensive, and there's some really good deals going on if you happen to catch this video as soon as it drops, which is a good reason to subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification so that you get these things timely, because we're covering topics and saying things right now that may not necessarily be true if you don't watch this video as soon as it comes out. So definitely do that. And that's enough about 17 Hats. It's a great program. If you're interested or have questions, leave a comment below asking any question about any of these platforms, and we'll absolutely answer those for you. The next one is more of like a personal one I wanted to throw in here. It's YNAB. Everybody's familiar, at least most people are familiar with Dave Ramsey and his concept of using the envelopes, right? The debt snowball, all those different things that he talks about as far as managing money. And YNAB is phenomenal if you keep things very simple. Basically, you build out your budget, your categories, and you say, I'm going to put this much money towards it. Towards this category, if it's going to be $400 this month to go and eat, either groceries and dining out or whatever that number might be for you. And then you can attach it to your bank, your cards, and every activity that you do will be tracked inside of YNAB, and you can give it a category and you can watch the totals go up. And you can balance at the end of the month, did I overspend or did I underspend? And you could take the money if you underspent and you can assign it to savings. And it's a very easy representation of taking money in an envelope and only having that much to spend and putting the rest to savings. The biggest thing with this one is that it's not just setting categories. It's literally giving a dollar. Every single dollar that you have has a job. So if you struggle in your personal life with your own finances, this is a great place to start. But back into the business world of things, the creative tools that we use, we don't go over the top with it. Like, we're not scheduling social media posts and all those things. Honestly, don't really rely on social media all that much for the business, with the exception of YouTube, because it was a platform I chose to spend time on. Again, like the podcast, it's a platform I wanted to spend time on because I knew that it's visual and I can teach. I can actually give people a lot of really good information and go a little bit longer and deeper with those tips. And so YouTube is definitely one of them that we've put a lot of effort into. So, you'll be able to go and see my channel. And you're almost to 600 subscribers. So if you're listening to this on the podcast and you're big in YouTube and you like the podcast, go over and hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. It would be awesome. We'd love to continue to grow this community. There's a lot of cool things that happen in the comments, and it's something that I would just love to continue to grow and build on and be able to help as many people as possible. And then with YouTube, there's a tool called TubeBuddy, and TubeBuddy it says it, it's the number one rated YouTube plugin. It's an extension for YouTube, and it allows you to do keyword research. You can search for your rank results. It really helps you fine tune your videos by doing tags and having analysis on each one of your videos. It's just a very, very rock solid addition to your YouTube. I know I wouldn't have close to 600 subscribers if I didn't have the keyword research tool and the SEO optimization that TubeBuddy brings with it. So I know that for a fact because I'm not smart enough to put those tags together and really do that side of the business. So TubeBuddy is a huge resource for me. And if you if you want to use TubeBuddy or are interested in doing it, again, that resources page we have linked up below is going to be a great way to find all of these in one place. And there will be affiliate links. We'll also link those below here, either in the podcast episode notes or in this video if you're watching on YouTube. And then the last one is ActiveCampaign. So many people are familiar with MailChimp, and MailChimp was definitely one of those that took email marketing to the next level because they pumped a ton of money into their marketing. A lot of people knew about it and a lot of people used it also because they had a free option, a free membership. Now, it was very limited, and as you grew your list, that price for MailChimp got high very quick. Personally, I really like ActiveCampaign. It's what we're using now. It's what we're going to use for quite a while. Unless, of course, things come out and new platforms come out that do a better job. We may have interest in jumping, but I really truly love ActiveCampaign. It's very easy to integrate with WordPress. It just works. And right now, again, it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday. There's a ton of options, so many different things that you can put out that are options and savings that you can get. So again, I won't say it again, but you know what I'm talking about. Do that and make sure that everything is time sensitive. And then, what we use for processing our business. So we talked about 17 hats. We talked about invoicing and all those different things. That money's got to go somewhere, right? So we have used Stripe as a processor for the last year and a half at least, switched over from PayPal into Stripe. And it's been phenomenal. Super easy, great reporting on the back end, easy to transfer everything into the account whenever you want to take it out of Stripe. And then one that's not listed in our resources is one we're actually on a trial of right now. I'm trying BaseCamp 3 out. And I have to say, I really love it. I mean, it's great for the tasks, for project management, for communication back and forth. It's huge. I'm really enjoying it. Again, this is one of those that is not cheap. You know, if we go in here, BaseCamp is $99 a month. You know, and many other people use Asana or Trello or things like that. And I'm very particular about the way my project management's set up, and Asana is phenomenal. It's really, really good, but the custom fields are what I really want, and I can't do that without paying for it. And when you first get in, it's not super expensive, but as you continue to grow and do more things, the business gets more and more expensive. Same thing with Monday.com. I tried that, really loved it, but it adds up and gets a bit expensive. So this one, it doesn't matter how many projects you have, unlimited users, everything is unlimited, as many clients as you want. All the things, they're there. It's a flat rate. It'll never be more than that. It'll never go higher than that. And even I know people who are on BaseCamp too and are grandfathered in, they still pay the $50 a month of the old plan. So BaseCamp really takes care of their people. They've been around for a very, very long time. You know, if we come down here, you'll see they started in 2004. So they've been going for quite a while. 16 years is a great track record. And I love BaseCamp. It works really well. Now, the next one is what we do this podcast on. Anchor.fm is like the simplest way if you're interested in having a podcast. Sign up, get a little bit of artwork, go to Fiverr.com, get somebody to design you a thumbnail for your podcast. Find a topic that you love, that you just want to talk about all the time, and start your podcast. It is really, really simple. I mean, I can't tell you how simple it is. We've been doing this podcast for almost 2.5 years. So since May 9th of 2018, and it's, as of recording this, it's November 28th, 2020. So we've been going for a long time on this podcast, and it's all been done on Anchor. And I can't imagine doing it anywhere else. We'll jump through a couple of the tabs that we've talked about earlier. I did mention Flywheel as the host. Flywheel's got some great specials going on too for Cyber Monday and Black Friday. 4 months free on any of their annual plans. It's a great savings. SiteGround, again, Black Friday specials, save up to 75% off, as low as $3.50 a month. It's very, very cheap hosting, and it's hosting that's not cheap and crappy. It's cheap right now because of the special, and everything I've heard is just that they do a very, very good job. So I'm sure, like everywhere else, there's hurdles to jump through, and there's troubles that you're going to run into with hosting. But at least they're one of the shared hosting plans that I know do a really nice job. Talked about YNAB. This one's phenomenal as well. And then the theme that we use, Divi, there's a Black Friday special going on as well, right? One more day or day and a half. And we'll click through this to show you what the special is, because honestly, I don't know what it is. I'm a lifetime member and I don't need to upgrade. But if you were to get Divi today, it's 25% off. Let's get the deal. So a lifetime membership used to be $250, I think, or $260. This is $187. $187 is the cost of basically 3 themes off of Theme Forest, and you get this incredible theme, access to Monarch and Bloom and Extra, and website layouts packs designed by some professionals who know what they're doing for $187. Or you can go $67 a year when it's normally $89. I highly, highly recommend, if you can pull off $200, get Divi, get it today. And don't even think twice about it. Just roll ahead, because you will not regret it if you're building sites for clients. We talked about TubeBuddy. We talked about ActiveCampaign, and that basically brings us to the end of this. There's a lot of great tools, and all of these we use to drive our business forward, whether it's through email marketing, content creation for YouTube, business development, workflows, to-do lists, project management, payment processing. All of that is done through these platforms. So if you're interested or have questions about any of them, leave those in the comments below. Again, like, I super appreciate you listening to this, whether it's in the podcast form or the video form. If you're on the podcast, hit subscribe to that podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button below and hit the bell for notifications. That way you get these things as soon as they come out. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here with another episode of the Divi Addicts Podcast. Can't tell you how much I appreciate you. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope that you have an absolutely amazing rest of 2020 and just get ready to kick ass in 2021. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one.